So, if you haven't already read the title, we are going to be talking about how we thought my brother, who, if you never saw my other story, I nicknamed Red, was actually gonna die. And keep in mind that this only happened like a week ago, so things are still happening, and yeah, that's why I didn't post sooner. But anyways, before we tell the part about how it all went down, I need to provide some background information. So 3 days before the scare, he stopped eating, and if he did eat, it came up, which is not good. And then my brother was super tired. He had chapped lips and a dry throat and dry mouth, so he wasn't feeling like himself. However, we thought it was just like a stomach bug and it was gonna pass. On the third day of him not eating, he and my mom stayed home while me and my dad went to church. Everything was fine until after the service, when my dad kept getting calls from my mom. He ignored them at first because he thought she was just asking for milk or something. I don't know. But he answered the third call, and when he did, I watched his face get filled with just horror and just turn white. And then he just sprinted out the door, and I followed. In the car, he put on the phone to speaker and instantly drove out of the parking lot. My mom, I could tell, was bawling her eyes out. She said, "He's completely delirious and mumbling weird things. Barely any oxygen is getting to his brain, and he collapsed in my arms and he's limp. I put him in the bathtub and splashed water on him, but I don't know what to do. If I take him to the hospital myself, I don't think I'll make it." At that point, I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Anyways, and then he told her to quickly call 911 and get an ambulance while we rushed home. And then while we were on our way home, he was talking to my aunt, which is a nurse, and she was giving us advice on what might have happened, and all of this was just completely scaring me out of my pants. When we got home, I stayed in the car while my dad went in the house to help Red. After a few minutes of shaking and praying, I finally went in. The police and medics were there and helped my dad get unconscious Red into the back of the ambulance. My mom went in too with Red, and we followed. When we got to the hospital, we went straight to the ER to find Red breathing super heavily and hooked up to a lot of wires, a lot. They said Red's blood sugar was over 600 when it should have been closer to 90. Doctors said he had pancreatitis and type 1 diabetes. We had no clue. This was crazy to us. They then said they had to take him to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for better care. We learned they had to give him insulin slowly because it was too dangerous if given too fast. He also would now have to take a shot before every meal for the rest of his life, so no eating whenever he wanted anymore. After brought to a new hospital, a lot of people heard about what happened, and we had hundreds of people from church and friends and family who were praying. Also, slowly but surely, he was talking again, eating more, and gaining weight. Currently, he's at home and adapting to his new way of life. So, I just want to say thanks, everybody, and thanks for watching. P.S. This took so long because half my video got deleted, so I have to redo it.